What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. The NDP have lost their minds. Now, we all known that for a long time, but it's getting even worse. We saw Jagmeet Singh flip-flop back and forth throughout the whole last fall sitting, which essentially led to nobody actually sitting. It was just people sitting around as the Liberals prorogued Parliament. Jagmeet Singh finally signed a letter back in December saying he was going to call an election. Then, of course, Trudeau prorogues. Mark Carney runs to be installed as the next leader. Now, all of a sudden, Jagmeet Singh comes out kissing butts and telling everybody that he's going to do whatever's necessary in order to print billions of dollars back into the economy and screw over Canadians via bleeding out their tax dollars and printing more money to benefit those rather than call an end to a tariff war or call an actual election and allow Canadians to vote for who they want representing them in the House of Commons. But what Jagmeet has done now, as he tries to childishly pull out and call out Pierre Poilievre, is absolutely absurd. And I think it's time that we show that on this channel. We highlight it. It's definitely worth taking a look at here. Ryan Gerritsen, again, amazing Twitter account. Go follow Ryan. He's a great guy. Posting here, Jagmeet Singh doing a get ready with me video on TikTok. Why does he keep using his life story as some sort of better comparison to others? Sorry, Jagmeet, everyone has a story. All are different than others, and no one is less or more important. The entire video is full of speculation and mind reading. Jagmeet Singh helped ruin Canada, and that's your legacy. So I want to show you as Jagmeet Singh sits in his office wrapping his head tight to cut off the oxygen from his brain. He goes on a rant to basically talk about how life was so difficult for him, but not for Pierre Poilievre, because Pierre was a career politician. I want to go through this because, boy, it's nasty. It's so cringe. Grab your popcorn, folks, as Jagmeet Singh tries to look to his human side and show you just who he is. Yikes, here we go.
Little known fact, you're probably wondering why my hair's open. I retie my turban at least once a day just to get it fresh, to get it a little snug. And so let's get ready. And today I'm going to talk about how me and Poilievre are very different people. We're the same age, very different people. So let's get ready. So let's talk about what I was doing in my 20s and what Pierre Poilievre was doing in his 20s. When I was 20 years old, going to university at Western, and my kid brother had to come live with me. So I became a dad at 20, basically. Let me explain. So my dad is an incredible, loving, and generous person. Also, he was struggling with an addiction when I was younger. And it meant that the home wasn't a safe place. And so I was away for school. My sister was going away for school. And I had a tough chat with my mom, and I said, it's probably better off for Grutten, my younger brother, to come live with me. So I got a teenage brother living with me. So I was doing all the things that dad would do. I was taking him, I got him registered for school. I made sure he did well in his courses. I checked his report card, checked in with his teachers. And at the same time, I got word from my mom that things had taken a turn for the worse and dad couldn't work anymore. So I was on my own. And I didn't want my mom to panic. So I said, don't worry, I got this. So I went out and got 3 minimum wage jobs. I pieced together more than full-time hours to put food on the table for my kid brother. I couldn't imagine him going hungry. So I need to make sure he was taken care of. He had a good last years of high school. So I got through that time. I was able to finish my school. I was making sure my brother graduated, did well. He got into university. Let's talk about Pierre Poilievre. In his 20s, he got elected as a member of parliament. That meant he had access to free dental care and medication coverage and all those benefits. When I became an MP, I fought like hell as leader of the New Democratic Party to make sure everyone would be able to access dental care.
So I want to point something out here because he highlights how Pierre got it in his 20s and he became an MP and had access to free dental care and wonderful benefits. I'm sure Jagmeet Singh had access to some of those things with some of his jobs that would have provided him benefits. I know he said he had minimum wage jobs, but he also claims that was only while his brother was in high school. Again, trying to play the victim card that, hey, I've had to fight my way up from the bottom while Pierre had it easy. keep in mind, he mentions the benefits and then says that when he became an MP, he had to fight and everything else, but he doesn't mention that he all of a sudden had those benefits as well. The comparison is stark when he tries to say that Pierre is somehow a rich, entitled elite, while he came from the slums. He fought his way up. A guy who would sell you out for a Happy Meal. I mean, I'm just going to let him finish up his silly little story because it gets better, folks.
And medication coverage. I fought for free dental care coverage for seniors and kids, and we were able to get dental care coverage. I fought hard and got medication coverage for diabetes and birth control. Now, Pierre Poilievre, on the other hand, has had this paid for by the public dental and medical coverage, yet he wants to cut it from you. He wants to cut it from seniors. See, for the conservatives, he's covered. This is the conservative way. He's got his. He doesn't care if you have yours. He's got his own coverage. He doesn't want everyone else to have it. He doesn't believe that people deserve it. He was actually asked once what he thought about the diabetes coverage, and he said, you know what? No, I'm against it. I'm going to cut it. He doesn't think you deserve to have your medication covered, but his is covered. It shows you who he is. Who has he fought for? When he was an elected official, the whole time he fought to cut from working people. He fought against increasing minimum wages. He fought against workers having the ability to fight for fair wages. He fought against working people, and he fought for billionaires and rich CEOs. That's what.
I mean, okay. Let's just let's take a break. I'm not going to show you guys the next minute and 20 seconds because it's just cringe. It's just what's funny here about this whole statement is the tighter he wraps that thing around his head, the more crazy he gets. Like I said, he's depleting oxygen to the brain or something. What he fails to mention is, hey, Pierre's had it easy. Pierre's had all these wonderful benefits. I've always fought for benefits. Me. I'm always looking out for the Canadians as if you were my younger brother. What he doesn't fail is, I've also sold you out. I've also held this country hostage for the last couple of years. I've also been dropped off in front of Parliament in a Maserati. I've had my expensive Rolexes on. I've bled this country dry in order to sell out my party. I mean, to try and virtue signal that you're better than Pierre Poilievre, really, Jagmeet? This is why you will never be prime minister. This is why you won't even get another sit at the table. This is why your party is trailing third right now in the polls. And in fact, when people talk about the Liberal polls and how much they've gone up against Pierre Poilievre, keep in mind a large percentage of those points have come from the New Democratic Party because of the way that they're running their delegates in order to prop up the Liberals. But if you think it was just Jagmeet Singh who's lost his mind with the NDP, it's not. While I relish the day that this pathetic representation of a politician is removed from the House of Commons, the threat in Alberta looms on another one. When you talk about the carbon tax being reduced to zero, again, it wasn't canceled. Naheed Nenshit, who's running against Danielle Smith in Alberta, who doesn't have a seat, by the way, just like Mark Carney, comes out full bore. Ottawa has just canceled the consumer carbon tax, but climate fanatic and NDP leader Naheed Nenshit is now promising that he will develop a new climate solution to replace it with. Would you support a new NDP carbon tax? Who in their right mind would support any of this? Here's his quote. The best way to take action is to put a price on pollution because that's how you change behavior. Sorry, I should probably scroll down when I show his stupid quote. I know people don't like looking at his face. I'm not going to make you sit there and stare. You can stare at mine for the rest of this video. I know it's much better than Naheed Nenshit's, at least a little. I'll give it, it's a little bit better. That being said, ladies and gents, this is the status of the NDP. They're essentially liberal light. It's the fact that they still have supporters in this country, the fact that anybody wants to vote for them. Anytime I see any numbers for the NDP at this point, I look and say it must be teachers, it must be union workers, because those are the only people who really want to vote NDP because they reap the benefits that come from the WACKO policies of those within the NDP sector. When you look at QP, when you look at other outfits that have wasted millions and millions of dollars advocating to prop up the NDP, soon to be propping up the Liberals, by the way. This is where that money is being flowed in from special interest groups that want to see these WACKO policies come forward because it benefits them. When these crazy policies come to light, it benefits these special interest groups. For Jagmeet Singh to compare himself in any light to Pierre Poilievre is laughable at best. It's more laughable than when he said in the House of Commons, when I become Prime Minister, Jagmeet Singh, Naheed Nenshi, they've all lost their minds. Their collective minds are in the trash. They've left the building. Let me know what you guys think down below. Does Jagmeet Singh stand any validation for comparing himself to Pierre Poilievre? Or is this guy just another wacko? Let me know your thoughts down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure you're hitting that button down below. Click your thumbs up. Join me live each and every Friday night for Friday Night Fringe, our live streaming show, as I'm joined by my beautiful wife, Mrs. Fringe, as we go over everything that happened this week in politics, everything coming up in the week ahead that we're aware of, as well as back and forth with the greatest YouTube community on the platform. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say each and every week, but I most importantly look forward to hearing what you have to say this Friday night, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.